so I just took the octopus out of my trousers and I left.
Got it. Yeah, hang on. Hi, and welcome to episode 2 of NerdtopiaScope, brought to you by NerdtopiaCast.com.
Yep, this is the show where we use our Bob given right to sit here on the internet and talk about whatever the hell we feel like. So, without further ado, let's start the episode.
Okay, so those of you that listen to the podcast may have heard Stephen Doolin talking about the Olympic opening ceremony in episode 16, in which they said this.
But do you think it's the same thing with, like, Abraham Lincoln? Like, do they respect him as, like, a person, so it's like a seminal figure?
I don't even think Abraham Lincoln ever set foot in Europe, so that doesn't even really make sense. I mean, I guess they could respect him, but if it's in London and they're pulling out like Aslan and all these characters.
So, yeah, it wasn't Abraham Lincoln. As your ever-astute fact-checker did point out, it was Isambard Kingdom Brunel. But you didn't really say much more about it, so we thought we needed to give you a little bit of an education about who was arguably the greatest engineer of the industrial age. This is Kenneth Branagh at the London 2012 opening ceremony, and it's what Stephen Doolin were talking about. He's dressed as Isambard Kingdom Brunel and reading a passage from Shakespeare's Tempest. Born in 1806 in Portsmouth, Isambard Kingdom Brunel was a celebrated engineer in his time, still revered to this day. Famous for such marvels as the Clifton Suspension Bridge, the Great Western Railway line, which includes the 1.83 mile long box tunnel. He also designed the SS Great Britain, which launched in 1843 and is considered the world's first modern ship. It was also the first iron steamship to cross the Atlantic. But enough of this History Channel guff. I'm going to let the men that will not be blamed for nothing explain the great man through the medium of song.
Wondering how to get to the other side, but up pops a bloke with a stovepipe hat. I'll do your tunnel under that. I looked him up and down and then replied, yeah, a lot of men tried, a lot of men died. Yeah, well, I'm not a lot of men. So he built me a tunnel and he built it well. He was Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He built me a tunnel and he built it well. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. High tide, wondering how to get to the other side. Up pops a bloke in a stovepipe hat. I'll do you a bridge over that. Well, I looked him up and down and then replied, yeah, a lot of men tried, but a lot of men died. Yeah, well, I'm not a lot of men. So he built me a bridge and he built it well. He was Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He built me a bridge and he built it well. Isambard, 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 Isambard. Docks. I died dreaming about the oceans wide. Up pops a bloke in a stovepipe hat. I'll do you a steamship to sail over that. Well, I looked him up and down and then replied, yeah, a lot of men tried, a lot of men died. Haven't you heard what? I'm not a lot of men. So he built me a steamship and he built it well. He was Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He built me a steamship and he built it well. Isambard, 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 Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He built me a steamship and he built it well.
Okay, so maybe now you know a little bit more about Isambard Kingdom Brunel. And that was the song Brunel by the men that will not be blamed for nothing. I've got to make sure I get that right. If you want to see the full video, I'll put a link to it somewhere down here so you can watch the whole thing. And you should also check out their new album, which is This May Be the Reason Why the Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing Cannot Be Killed by Conventional Weapons. Now, you guys might remember, way back in the eons of history, you couldn't really pause things. You know, you couldn't pause TV, and if you paused a VHS, you just sort of got a load of jumpy gibberish that you couldn't really do anything with. But now, we are well and truly in the digital age, and you can pause things. Now, you may be wondering why this crazy, funny-haired Englishman is talking about pausing things. Well, there's a reason to my madness, and that is, I'm sure all of you at some point have paused a DVD or you've paused a video on the internet and you've got a fantastic freeze frame. Well, good news everyone, there is now a Facebook group you can go on to upload your fantastic pause faces, and it's called Pause Face. It was started by a good friend of mine, and there's already several hundred members, and it's hours of amusement. So in that vein, I'm now going to run through my top 5 favourite pause faces from the group.
Number 5. Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And finally, number 1.
Okay guys, so that's Pause Face. I'm going to put the link down in the description below, and you should all go and join the group and have hours of fun pausing television. While we're on the subject of pause faces and freeze frames from movies, there's a little thing that I sort of want to point out. Now you may have spotted this picture has been doing the rounds again. It happens every year, it starts to appear all over the place, accompanied with comments of, where's my hoverboard? Well, I just want to set the record straight. Put everything to bed once and for all. Go and watch the film, and you will realise the actual date is the 21st of October 2015. So I have 2 things I want to say. Firstly, to the person who's making these pictures, stop it. It's not big, and it's not clever. Just stop it. And secondly, to the people who keep posting it, complaining about their hoverboards, you've got 3 years, stop your belly aching, they're going to perfect the hoverboard technology. Just be patient. Okay, rant over.
So I'm a horror nerd. That means I watch all sorts of crazy films. The gorier the better. Yeah, I can watch anything. Ghosts, vampires, werewolves, demons, zombies, love it. That's not to say that there aren't things out there that completely freak me out. Thought I'd share 2 or 3 of them with you just so you can, you know that you're not alone out there when you may see something on TV and turn away in disgust or just utter despair. First of them, a few years ago I had my ankle shattered quite badly, and it was a proper floppy foot time. Ever since then, Stephen King's Misery. Can't watch it. Just for that one scene where she smashes his ankles with a sledgehammer. As soon as that comes on, feeling sick, turn away, go straight through me. As soon as I see that foot turned in an unnatural angle, oh god. Second one, pretty much the same sort of thing, and you'll have to give me a bit of leeway here because I'm not sure whether it's Saw 4 or Saw 5. There's a guy in machines, all strapped up to his arms and his legs, and they're slowly turning, and you can just see the bones and the marrow and everything just slowly turning and crunching up. Can't watch it. Rest of the film, not a problem. As soon as that comes on, I'm out the room, I'm gone. Just can't do it. The final one, and this is where I actually look human. I love animals. Anybody that knows me knows I love animals. I love animals, more than humans most days. Not in a unnatural Animal Farm kind of way, but in a nice way. I Am Legend. The dog scene where he has to kill it. I will cry buckets every time. If I'm in the room and that's on, that's it, I'm gone. Just cry. It's worse than like E.T. killing Bambi's mother or something. It's just terrible. It's even worse, I think, when you find out that it's a female dog. I'm not sure why that makes it worse. It just does. It's called Sam all the way through the film, and then just as it dies, he shouts Samantha. It's absolutely terrible. Anyway, there were just 3 examples of things that freak me out or that I can't watch in horror films. So, like I say, you're not alone. Even us hardcore horror fans have moments that we just can't watch.
Okay, thanks for watching episode 2, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always, we want your suggestions and your comments to make the show better, so it's not rubbish. You're the ones watching it, so let us know what you think. You can either email us on the address that's going to be somewhere around about here, or you can just leave comments on this video. We will read them, honestly.
Also, don't forget, brand new show from NerdtopiaScope Network. We have The Snugglebun Takes on The Walking Dead. So, if you like zombies, check it out. Here's the link across the bottom of the screen.
Awesome. Alright then, guys. We'll see you next week. Okay, so, and that was the Men That Will Ballad for the mother.
Hard album to find.